Welcome everybody. It's Friday, so then Sensei, you're live. Good
Oh,
evening.
good evening. Okay. Let's see. My whiteboard. Here I am. We all here?
We have 31 people online and the number growing minute by minute.
Okay. Should we take a minute? Okay. To get a earlier sense or a bigger sense of how downtime works. The form of the beginning of creation, often you hear about it as from the central point, boom, here comes creation, creating. Okay. So in that very early first move of actual creation, they would say from this center point, boom, out throughout this creation size space. Okay. Now that boom returns on itself. Okay. So creation goes out and, for lack of words, experiencing itself coming back down. Okay. Or in this case, in. Okay. In that beat of creation of going out and in that beat is the heaviest, where we're at now, pretty heavy, and also the finer, 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 finer. So all the dimensional stuff is going on. Do we have that? We didn't have that diagram of no, we don't have it. Anyway, so is that sense okay of the beginning of creation? Did something before creation. You're going to hear words like it pulled in on itself, or OSensei like folded in on itself. And then there, with all the components, boom, all the components are going out now in a creative format. So that the great he and she, or yin and yang, or hey ho, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And all the while, of course, back to last week, the self is there. So self in this case is the white paper. It's a constant. Okay. So as we get a better sense of how this works, either playing with this beat to get a sense of how it works. Other classes have been on the harmony of the energies, harmony of this energy, harmony of the situation you're in, energies, and that harmony and relationship that square away so that the self that's there can begin to show more and more and more. Okay, it's already there, but because we got caught up in all these energy movements and spiraled in and it's a little, I want to say far away. It's here, but the fullness of it is a little bit elusive. So where are we? Okay. You want to play with this beat for a bit? This beat I want to come into next, and that's down to the roots. Boom. But let's play a little bit here to get sort of comfy with the sense of it, or just get a little flavor for the sense of it. It's sort of not that one. It's sort of a little bit like this one. Okay. So we're going to play with this beat here. So, standing? Sure. Can't see me, huh?
Sensei, if you could move to the other camera.
It would be... camera. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Just to get a sense of things. So, there is a center, and from that center, boom, it all goes out. What is all? All the energies of the body, all the energies of the situation, realm, world you're in, everything, it all goes out. Okay? Have a bit of a sense feeling for this game. Okay? It all goes out to its limitations, to its edge, to its fullness. Don't worry about that. Okay, just it goes out. Oh, it feels good enough. Now it all comes back to that center, returns back. Okay. There's a potential. Let's not worry about that yet. And from there, boom, rebeats back out. All the energies related to a person and realm, situation, the world you're in. Okay. So it has a particular timing to itself. And within that timing of out and back, there are lesser timings. I'll get into that after a bit. Okay, but I just want you to get a flavor of this in and out beat. Let's hang with that for a little bit. Easy. Got lost. So everything that went out, everything that's out, eventually it has to come back. And that comeback time is downtime. Okay? Downtime. And it's coming back to that central point. And from that central point, boom, rebeats, rebounds outward. Okay? Now, could we add, when it all comes back, as far as we're concerned, because we're in the heavier, it comes back, and there's a chance there in that downtime, that quiet time, dark time, whatever sense you have there, that there's a finer level. Let's keep it simple. There's a finer pool of energy. And the next beat is that finer energies beating out body and situation. But it's a little bit finer. Okay, at first I don't feel anything, of course. I'm just setting up the game. All of that eventually will come back to the central point. We're calling also downtime, into a finer pool. And again, from that finer pool, boom, goes out. Okay, hope I'm not ahead of you, but that one feels a little brighter to me. There's just this sense, a bit of seeing of it's brighter. And I notice I want to start smiling. Okay. So the finer of the energies going out, body and situation, I noticed a possible bit of that showing because suddenly there was a smile that wanted to go on. Must be something nice here. I'm smiling out of nowhere. Okay. You following any of this? And whatever situation. Okay. Again, eventually, it's run its course. Have to come up with a better word there. It's run itself out, not right. It's run its course. And of course, it will want to come back to the central. Easy. And that central, if you're dimensionally aware, play the game, it's a finer dimension here. A pool of energy finer. And from that pool of energy that's finer, boom, it goes out again. Energy through the body and the realm. Playing game a bit. Okay. Again, eventually, it's run its course, bing, and it wants to come back. It's downtime. To that central location where you got a chance to play the game, moving through that into a finer pool of energy that then goes boom and it starts to radiate out finer. So, finer energy body, finer energy situation, realm, whatever is there. Okay. Now, one thing I do notice here as I just play this at first makeup game, boom, bang, I notice the positioning here is changing a bit. It feels a little bit, my central spot feels a little bit lower. Feels like I'm trying to really take up the middle of it. It's trying to position here a little bit better. One more. Everything that went out, all energies, everything is returning back. You ride it back easy. Some play the game, some sense of feeling, sense feeling. It's all coming back to that central location where you have an opportunity, click to shift into a finer dimension, which I'm calling a pool of energy that's a bit finer than old time physical stuff and radiates outward. I'm beginning to feel it more in my body. Just ah, ah, ah. Situation. I don't know, just a vague sense of, better sense of the situation I'm in. Nothing particular, just a better sense of things. Okay, so that form of in and out from the center, right? We'll take a pause there. I was just thinking the just to get a sense of that beat. You'd use it to be more present, center more. Just get a sense of how that works. Okay, so this picture we used for a different reason before. Here and as you come back, you get a chance to move into another dimension. Boom! It goes out the red line. All energies, body, and situation. After a while, come back. You move through a finer dimension. Boom! It's that line. Next one, whatever color that is. Boom, moves out finer. I wouldn't worry about too much finer. Just get the sense of the beats, might be fun. Okay. And get some sense of at least one more dimension of boom, finer energies through the body and situation. Okay. So just one step there would be fine for me to play with for a while. Are we following in any of this?
Yep.
Okay. So that's the basic. This center, boom, creation comes back. Okay. Now I like OSensei's form, and he wanted to do the base or root. So instead of this middle form, we wanted downtime to this base or root. Okay. And from there, boom. So it all goes out, in this case, red. Okay. All goes out red through the body and the realm, everything, all energies, all the qualities that are there. Eventually, beats back. Okay. And that's the green lines here. it all beats back to some depth or root is the big time one. Okay. We're in the human condition, so I don't expect you to actually tap the roots as OSensei was using roots. That's big time. That's very advanced, but at least to acknowledge it's deeper. Okay. At first, we'll just ask you to do a bit, which brings me to that picture. So we'll just do a bit. So I don't expect you to do the great universal roots. Just file it away. We'll just go down a level. Okay. And then from there, boom, rebeat. Okay. Rebeat, downtime. So basically that's downtime, is everything that went out, everything is returning back. Okay. Mention the timing. And for example, I'm winded. I have to catch my breath. So in fact, let's do a standing one again. Okay. Let's set it up. You're winded. I'm winded, you know? Okay, I'm winded. Okay. Let me catch my breath. I'm winded. Let me catch my breath. So there I just use the breath sort of exhale, inhale to catch my breath so I can get back to my normal breathing. I just ran around the track. I'm winded. I've got to catch my breath. Okay. So that's just using breathing as a being bang. But what I would like you guys to do, whenever possible, take something simple like that and go another dimension with it. So, yes, I'm going to catch my breath here. But also know, hey, this is downtime. I can't do any more running. I ran out of breath. It's downtime. So instead of just catching my breath, I infer a base. I infer a finer pool of energy, and I infer that the energy is moving up and out and taking care of stuff. Okay? So while other people are just catching their breath, my breath is being caught, but I'm one step ahead of them. I'm doing this as a energy finer manifesting out. And having that, my breath will be taken care of because it's the heavier within a finer. Okay. So your ability of catching your breath will naturally go on. And whatever happens with breathing, the oxygen in the blood, whatever, all that stuff, it's all being taken care of within this finer energy beat. Okay, so the breathing will do proper, but I also have this extra glow about me. Okay, not only will I catch my breath, but I'll be a little more alive there. If we have to run again, I'll probably run a little bit better than the other folks because I had this extra energy boost, this hey kind of thing. Did I say that? Oh, okay, yeah. So again, by getting a sense of how it works, we can utilize small normal things, but use it knowing better how it works to move into a finer dimension and let that level of energy manifest. Okay? You can access it. It's there. It's there for anybody, anytime. Okay? But we have to go for it. We have to get involved. We have to play certain kind of games. But all that stuff like extra energy, finer energy, intelligent energy, caring energy, whatever, powerful energy, it's all there. Okay. Uh, Another time, well, I can bring it up now. Kami. Okay. It's basically a loose name for all this energy. Okay. So when we tap the energies, they respond back, they manifest, they show themselves. They're here, but they're in finer. So we bring them into play here a bit more. Okay. So talking to commies is basically just talking to those energies. If that wasn't good enough, check back with me and we'll talk more about commies another day. Ah, where are we here? That farm downtime. Ah,
Sensei, would you say we have to clean up our act?
I don't
Or
know. What
we're
does that
cleaning
mean,
up-
Kenny?
Well,
See, those are words. You got to tell me what that means. What does clean up your act mean?
sure. Well, we're not talking about size, right? We're talking about finer.
Mhm.
And as a self, I'm glass.
I'm sorry. And with
As self, I'm glass. I'm myself, the self is glass. It's clear in its nature. So
that guy. Okay, that aspect. Okay,
okay.
a little ahead of the game here, I think. But go ahead. You're jumping on us here, I think.
Oh, okay. So I was trying, yeah, bringing back some of what you've done in the past weeks. So I'm trying to address what goes on as we come back to downtime, right? Or come to the downtime,
Okay.
and we're going to uh, get involved with something finer. It seems to me is
Yeah, that's a trick. Yeah.
right. So then I think myself, the self that's going to be in there, seems to me is becoming finer. And that's what I mean by cleaning
No.
up.
The self is already fine.
Okay.
It's great. Okay. It's the
Okay.
energies of creation that need to be allowed to balance and show the finer dimensions of them. Ain't nothing wrong with the glass.
I see.
We're not
Okay.
cleaning the glass. We're unwinding from the heavy energies
Who's we?
kind of thing.
So we as identity? Is that what you'd say?
We as a bunch of people on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's not get into self now.
Sure.
I don't. I think it's. Let's just figure he's paper. He's hanging out. She it hanging out there. It'll take care. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
Where the hell? Timing. Okay. In our dimension, Earth people. Okay. A variety of timings, like got to catch my breath. That's a downtime. Boom. Okay. Uh, you're, whatever you're doing, something's going on. Give me a moment. I'm not quite ready. And in that moment, it's downtime. Boom. We pick up a little more juice. Boom. With that more juice that's present. Okay, I'm ready. What's the job now? Da 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 da. Okay. So again, what I'm trying to do is all these times we pause or in any form catch that it's downtime, that we take advantage of it because we know so much now, and we know what's really going on there. What's really going on in that downtime, catch my breath, is also an opportunity to go a little deeper and tap a pool, let's say I'm using that expression, of finer energies and bring them into play. Okay. So if we can catch that little trick and use it more often, yeah, I think it'd be very helpful. We could really pick up the pace, is sort of what I'm trying to do, I think. See if I'm saying it well enough. Timing. Ah, ah. Okay. Again, you've worked hard all day, and you get home and it's downtime. Where's my chair? Or I'm going to bed early tonight. Downtime because you worked all day. It's downtime. Okay. Or following the work routine. You worked all week. Thank God it's Friday because now I have Saturday and Sunday, the downtime to get revived for the next week of work. Okay. So instead of just saying, like, thank God it's Friday or thank God Saturday and Sunday are here, maybe you'd want to take a moment and tap the pool of energy. Okay, arbitrary name, the pool of energy, finer dimension stuff. Tap it so that it's better than your normal. Oh, I feel better Saturday, Sunday. I feel better. Add a couple extra minutes and tap the pool of energy. Boom. Okay. You work hard all year. Now you get 2 weeks of downtime. Boom. So the timing of boom, boom, there's a variety from a second, okay, to a minute, to a day, to 2 weeks, okay. And the big one, if you're into reincarnation, this whole life will end for us all. That will be then downtime. Okay. Now, if we're sharp or not too dumb, we hit an astral plane, clean up our act a bit, figure things out better, and boom, we come back to the next life, hopefully better. Okay. So what happened in this life? I did my life, experienced my experiences, downtime, I'm dying. I'm dead. Now, in that pause there of, let's say, astral plane, let's say you make it that far, boom, astral plane, you're assessing things you did and coming out finer again to be better at some of the things you screwed up a bit with. Boom. So let's hope your next life, because of that, it's a bit better than this life. You're working on a different aspect, or you're cleaning up your act about things you did but shouldn't quite have done. You should have been nicer. You should have been more caring, whatever. Okay. So that downtime, boom, is a lifelong beat also. Okay. So the beats based on the original beat of creation, we got all kinds of bing, bing, bang, 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 get a boom, get a bing, beats within that. Is that important?
Yes, yes, yes,
maybe.
yes, Sensei.
It's the pattern, yeah.
Okay, beat. I thought one thing that might help us a bit too. I think sometimes we might get confused. Let's say, okay, now we have, I'd like you to know, be aware, there are 2 beats. You got the personal body energy beats, personal, okay, and you've got the situation beats, okay. Remember, in the beginning of creation, it was the great she forces and the great he forces, or the great hey ho, yin yang, whatever names you want to give them. We're still in creation, so we got these 2 forces. Sometimes it's just a personal downtime. Okay. The world is very active, but I'm starting to think I'm getting sick. I want a downtime a little bit, me personally. I'm not asking the world to downtime because I'm not feeling quite up to snuff. So this personal downtime. Boom. Okay. Then some other times it's situational downtime. I think a beautiful example is Corona. Okay. Corona is forcing us to downtime. So even though you feel Genki Nandi, raring to
healthy.
go,
Energetic.
energetic, yeah, raring to go, downtime of Corona says no. So don't get confused. Oh, that's Corona. There's nothing wrong with me, but I should take advantage with my downtime because I'm involved here. When Corona forces a downtime, I should experience downtime. Oh, okay. Anyway, that there's two downtimes kind of thing. All right. Did I say that? Okay. Noah, I talked to you earlier. Are you okay with downtime of situation and downtime of personal?
You're muted, Bob. Noah, we can't hear you.
It's your mic, it's not your Zoom. Zoom says you have a mic, but
There you go.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, yes, it's important to know that the two are there so you can read each one and then bring them into some kind of harmony.
At least not fight or get confused. Let's say all your friends' situation are going to go party. That's the situation beat. But let's say you are starting to get a little icky. You think I shouldn't go. I should go home and rest and sleep and take my echinacea or whatever. Okay. Some people may go, oh, what's wrong with me? I'm not being social. It's like, no, they're social, but it's your downtime. Don't get confused. Okay. Or we'd say, take care of yourself. That's the difference between yourself and those people. All right. So anyway, just to know there are two beats here. All right. And so you don't get confused with those two. Bob, can you say it any better than I did?
No, Sensei, I don't think I can. It's a recognition of personal and whether it's downtime and situation, whether it's downtime and make some kind of effort to keep them in sync or at least recognize that they're different so that you can take time instead of partying and dip into that deeper pool you were talking about.
Yeah. I was thinking of something dumb like a salesman feeling good, wants to go out and sell, but he goes out on a day that's a half-assed holiday, one of those where a lot of people have to work and the other half don't have to, one of those weird holidays. And he goes out to sell, but half of the customers are not there. He should realize, oh, it's downtime situation. I'm still a great salesman, but not today. Kind of thing. Don't get confused. I know it's a stupid example, but like that. Okay, where are we?
Sensei, it's Mike from New Zealand.
Yes.
I get the sense of matching frequencies between my personal downtime and the downtime of the situation. And that when you get the frequencies match, they just slot together.
Yeah. Well, that's the name of the game, to have them in the vibration sense match up. They want to do that. I'm in the way. Okay. That's why we easy and settle and open is the words that I use. So that the energy, the harmony inherent in the energies, whether it's these or these, can harmonize with each other and then harmonize together. Yes.
Yes.
So yes, and yes.
Thank you.
See, Aikido is supposed to be a practice in practicing harmony. Practice harmoniously. And we screw that one up no end. My joke is you fall for me and I'll fall for you. Okay, so we look good. And we'll call that harmony. Anyway, get me off that subject.
Bob,
Yeah.
not to interrupt at all, just to share with you, as you've been talking about this, I did post on the chat, which I know you won't see it, a quote from OSensei: when you bow to the universe, it bows back to you. When you call out the name of the divine, it echoes inside of you. I just thought it kind of related to that beat you were working on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sharing it, nothing about it.
Okay. I was trying to fit it in.
No, just it relates, but I'm not sure. Let it resonate, maybe, whatever. Thank you.
Well, sometimes in that resonance, I use a smaller form, where hey, and the energies respond. Hey, I want to stand fuller. Missed it. Hey, I want to stand fuller. Boom. The energies begin to respond. So there is a beat that's a lesser level. It's a beat of mind, body energies, but they are in relationship. Then we go to the bigger beats. But yeah, anyway. Okay. Corona time. If you recall the first, I don't remember, month or two of Corona downtime, someplace in the early stages, there was a lot of talk about people being nicer with each other, begin to appreciate other people somehow. There was a lot of talk about that. Okay. Now, what I've been hearing this last couple of weeks is, wow, people are really getting bitchy. Okay. And I saw a case at the Aikido meeting thing, and in the parking lot, two people were screaming at each other, strangers, and they were getting ready for fisticuffs. So I stood by just in case, because one of them was a little female, and the other guy was a weird guy. Anyway, but nothing happened. But they were screaming at each other. It was getting close to being physical. Well, I haven't seen that in ages. Talking to somebody who's in the lawyer business, and he said all the lawyers he talked to last week, he said it was weird. They were all angry. They were so angry you couldn't connect. And he was like, "What the hell is that about?" So I think in downtime Corona, a lot of people are reaching their limit. They can't go deeper, finer. They're reaching their limit and they're starting to boom out here. Okay. So if you're still in downtime, it'd be nice to notice we're still in downtime and continue to do something more here. That's easy to ask for because we know people sitting with themselves or being inner with themselves is hard for some people. They don't know how that works. Okay. But you're the advanced group. That's what we have to do. Okay. If it continues, we're going to have to go deeper, finer. Boom. Okay. In one sense, you don't have any choice. It's either that or fight the world kind of thing, right? So that's the game. So situation is forcing this to do a real downtime, touch finer energies, and have a better sense of things. Okay. If you're a researcher, what's that, medical researcher, is this going to be too much for you? I would downtime the Corona, get to a finer energy, and then read the Corona from a finer level and hit it again and read it from a finer level. See what it really has to say underneath its nastiness. Like everything else, it looks nasty, yeah, but what is it really? And finer, what is it really? Finer, what are you up to? What do you want? Where are you going? That's for researchers. Let that go. But isn't that what Susan and Elaine, whoever, do when they sense the patient's screwed up body? They go into a finer dimension and read the body. Then they go into a finer dimension and read the body. So they begin to see things the other healers, people in the business, can't see because they're reading it at a finer dimension. That's one of our capabilities with a little practice. We covered that a little bit a few weeks ago, I think. Okay. Let's touch on this one here, the depth. Probably do a standing one. Okay. So we'll do something standing and just a basic simple, and we'll just keep it for just the body part, not the situation. Just to keep it simple and easier to experience at first. Okay, so standing, shifting cameras. Okay. Settling down, downtime. Okay, I want to use a ground reference. Eventually, it'll be called roots, but right now, just ground. But, okay. And I'm inferring sense, imagine, sense, feel, imagine that at that level, there's a little more energy available, a puddle of energy, if you would. And touching that, being present and open, inviting the energies to rebound back up. Just keeping it to body right now. Oh. Okay. Right? First, you may not feel anything yet. Fine. Hit that, we'll repeat, same level. And downtime. Ground, reference, feeling. And sense, imagining, sense, feeling. There's a puddle of energies there. And when I touch it and I'm open, boom, the energies move on up, whether they flow up or spiral up, whatever you're comfortable with. They move on up through the body. And I rebeat a couple here. And then it beats up through the body. I begin to feel the body to see if there's been any changes playing that game. And I notice my chest is changing a bit. I'm breathing a bit deeper, better. Brad, what?
I feel breathing with the ground. I feel like I'm almost like bellows.
And what kind of energy through the body? What's that part?
It's just a filling energy. It's nourishment. It's bleeding out.
Okay, something about a fuller. It's kind of a cleansing, but also fuller. And by the way, in my eye, he doesn't look as slim in a weak sense that I'm used to seeing from the old days. He looks a little more like a young college athlete. Whoa, looking good. That was pretty good for a couple of beats. Thank you. One more time. You got the game? Downtime. Using ground, feeling the ground, being present. Sense, imagine, feel, sense, feeling. There's a puddle of energy there. And when I touch it, it responds back. Here's the rebeat. Boom. And it rebeats back finer energies than my normal body energies. And it spirals, flows through me fuller and fuller. I notice I'm more limber. Normally my joints would bitch and moan. I notice, and my shoulder usually kills me. It's not too bad. A little something, but not bad. Yeah, hey, it's moving. Whoa. And just this ability of this flow thing. I didn't have that before. I was dreading earlier in the evening getting up and doing anything because I was so stiff Oh, not bad. And that's just, again, with a little practice, this gets very fast and very easy. And you can tap better levels of energy after a while quicker, and you're tapping finer energies quicker. So these things that we spend a lot of time with, it's good to spend time, learn the little tricks of the trade. But after a while, it just gets easier, faster, and better. Okay, so that's what that diagram. Take a pause. Here we go. So that diagram, downtime to a certain level. I was using the floor. Whatever represents for you, whatever you can sense, feel, imagine, sense, feel, experience, fine. You don't want to call it a floor, you want to call it something else. I don't care as long as you know where you're at. Okay, and you can duplicate it tomorrow. That's it. So for me, it's a floor. Okay, here, sense, imagine, there's a tunnel of energies. And because it's dimensional, they're naturally finer. I don't have to know how or what. Okay? I just trust after a while they are. Okay? When you do it and you start to feel the results, what is there to question after a while? Every time I do this, boom, I light up a bit. I don't have doubts. Will it be there tomorrow? Of course it will. You got to be stuck up here in a really negative kind of thing if you're going to doubt it all the time forever. It's like, well, what are you doing? We do a few of these, you begin to feel a bit sparklier, something fuller. You got a good partner who has an eye, like I did with Brad, and said, "Whoa, Brad, yeah, you're looking like an athlete, for God's sakes! Wow, great." Yeah, that presence, that glow. You could even see it physically. It wasn't just an idea in my mind. I could see it. So if you get a good partner, I call them spotters. They can help you with your process. Say, honey, that looks a lot more fuller than the previous one. And that's what you're sort of sensing. So, oh, great, thank you. Okay. A spotter, a good spotter is valuable. Me and Wada spot each other pre-corona. Now we talk on the phone, it's horrible. Anyway. And then as you play, you can continue the same game, but you go a bit deeper to a finer pool of energy. Boom, and the same thing. Because your downtime, it's next rebeat. Okay. Now, some people may rebeat the same level. Let's say Bobby, who's just bending over to catch his breath, he gets his breath back, but he's still Bobby level. Okay. Again, what I'm trying to introduce is if you can remember, this is downtime, and downtime brings you to another dimensional level. Pass through that next whatever into that pool of whatever, slurp it, play with it, allow it. Boom. And it'll be there. Okay? Katja, I'll need you in a moment. Did I miss anything here? Is that simple, basic, I hope? Open mic? Anything? Did I miss anything with that? Downtime, energy, boom.
Perfect.
Say what? Nobody?
Quick question, Sensei.
Yeah.
Clearing.
I need a
Hearing
question.
Clearing. Downtime I use for clearing sometimes. Letting go of whatever tract is going, clearing for whatever might arise.
Yeah. No, that's good. There is clearing in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
'Cause- 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 'cause-
Probably a little bit more there, but I don't know what to say at the moment, but so far good.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's a way to let go, not necessarily surrender, but let go of whatever track might be, the energies might be going, the up energies are going on some track, letting go of that and just
Yeah.
allowing whatever new
The next batch.
next force
Batch.
to come
Yeah.
through.
And unless you change, you're on lineage. So whatever track you're on, it will add to that track. If you're a batter, okay, and you do this, the next batch of energy is mixing up a fuller batter with better hips or whatever. I call that lineage, okay? But just remind people, don't screw that up. If you're a batter, but you're wondering who's home in bed with your wife, you've just screwed it up. Now it's going to try to send you energies to be okay with your wife playing around or whatever. So don't screw it up. When you're on lineage, stay on lineage. It's easier to read, easier to pick up how it works. Okay. And be aware when the lineages change. If you're on the golf course, you're on a golfing lineage. But if you step off and step into the tennis court, different lineage. Now, many of the basics will stay the same. The golfer had pretty good ground. You'll probably retain that ground as you walk over to enter the tennis court. But the energies are a bit different for tennis than they are for golf. Tennis player is a different mix than a golfer, although there are some particular things that are constant, like both should be sort of centered, both should sort of have some ground, but be clear about your lineage. It facilitates clarity. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes in the old days, when I wanted to research or inquire, I'd do something dumb over and over again, just to see if that dumb thing I was doing, here I'm moving something from here to here, over and over, and continue with this sense of yes. And after a bit doing that, it was different. How my arm moved was different. My sense of that was different, and on and on. So by staying on that lineage, I got to see the dimensional changes that were going on in that, whatever, 20 minutes, half hour I was moving back and forth. Are we okay, Chip?
Thank you, Sensei.
Okay. So, timing. OSensei stuff. Again, I think I mentioned we bitch about Corona downtime, but look at OSensei's downtime in World War II. He had to go, or he wanted to, live in this dumb, no-place farm. And it was pretty poor in those days. I think he had a dirt floor at first. When in the city, he was a big man. You know, the admirals would take him out to dinner and stuff, you know. And suddenly here, boom, it's downtime. And how long that went on for him. I'm not sure what year he went there, but I would think a minimum of 2 years. That's probably too short. Probably closer to 3 years, maybe even a bit more, of downtime, where there was no dojo. All he had was what he called a couple of sleepy kids in the morning. And when he said a couple, he meant a couple. Okay. How exciting for Ueshiba to have a couple of sleepy kids in the morning. Oh, okay. But in that downtime, he did his inner dimensionality work. Okay. And had some big advancements. I don't know what to call that. Development. Okay. So people notice pre-war Aikido, how he moved and stuff, was different than after-war Aikido. He picked up a whole lot in that downtime, changed his Aikido a lot. Okay. There was a moment there, I'm pretty sure it was in Iwama, where as part of the transition, one day he couldn't remember any of his techniques. He was totally blank on his techniques. He said he forgot them all. One sense, kind of scary, but he's inquiring, dimensional wise, development wise. And after that total loss of all of his techniques, boom, the rebound was a whole better way of doing techniques. Okay, but he had to accept that. I don't remember any of them right now. How weird. That's the downtime within the bigger downtime of the war years. Boom, it rebeats. Whoa, let me skip my notes here real quick.
So it's Mike again.
Yeah.
Would you describe, therefore, downtime to be preparation time?
Depends what you're doing. One sense, I don't think you want to get too busy because I don't know what the next rebeat is going to produce. If I'm too busy, I might get in the way of what it is. Bobby may be trying to figure out who Robert is going to be. Let it, you're honest with this when you are surprised by the next rebeat mix. Holy shit, I didn't know I had that in me. That's an honesty thing. I always liked it when those happen. Okay? Because
yes,
too much of, I want it to be this way and stuff. What, Bobby is trying to tell Nadeau who to be?
I think that, if I may, that
Huh?
just exactly the point of the downtime in a way is it doesn't function in the conscious realm. It connects you with that which is beyond it or something, and there's no way to get there other than to let go to it.
Yeah, there's definitely a period of blank, not knowing. A period could be anywhere from a second to a minute or whatever. Boom. And you got to be okay with that. You haven't died, but you might feel like you have. Might have a sense of dying there, and people stop so they don't follow the beat. But that there is a pause, a dark time, a not knowing, and boom. Now, how long does and boom take? Depends on where we're at and what's going on. Okay. In my case, personally, if I have, let's say, 5 days or more in a row of not knowing, I sit out there on my front porch and for 5 days, I don't know anything. I don't like that because I don't like not knowing. But what I've learned historically is as much as I don't like those, after that period, boom, is always a semi-major insight. In which time, I'm glad it was a 5-day downtime because I love this insight, this experience, this whatever. Okay.
Like the
next
sucks out
5-day downtime comes up, I'll bitch again.
I was going to say, like the ocean sucks out before a tidal wave.
I got it. Kacha. The dumb one I always show, but let me show it again. What I'm trying to do in the Aikido, for example. Okay. So slowing everything down here. Downtime. rebeats back up. Boom. Okay. And one thing I get out of this is being able to tell when people aren't really downtiming. Yeah, they may have stepped back, but you don't see a downtime in there, for example, because it's there's no downtime. They're still here, here, here. And there was a split second in there. I can't prove it, but there was a split second of a dark zone, a blank, a blank. I think so. I can't prove it, but it felt like there was a moment of going blank. Okay. Downtime rebeats back up better. Okay. So again, if we're going to practice such a move, not just stepping better to be the same Bobby again, but inferring that as you step back downtime, if you're using it this way, that the energies are finer and affecting you a bit more. Okay. So I felt a little fuller on my comeback. Katya gave me feedback that I was fuller. She was affected more, but I didn't work her. It just, because the energies were mixed well, naturally. Boom. Energies, boom. My relationship with her is better. I could, this body is feeling her body. I can feel a relationship of body to body. Okay? So even in doing the same technique over and over again, not just to repeat, thank you, not just to repeat Bobby doing it a million times. There we are. But inferring sometimes while you're doing this, not everyone, but sometimes inferring downtime to a finer pool, which is rebeating back up through, and therefore this should feel better somehow, be better somehow. Okay? And then another one to feel what it's trying to do to make this better. Might get busy trying to do, if you're doing 1,000 moves in one day, to try to do that with everyone might be a bit busy. But someplace, do a minute with that in the midst of your other 97 times. You know, do a few with that sense of downtime, finer pool of energies, rebeating back through me. Okay? Quick skim. Another minute or two here. I introduced some time back, many Fridays ago, mind to the energies. I would like to stand better. The energies respond. Okay. Again, that's Kami. The energies respond. Okay. In this case, I could angle it a bit different and say, I would like to stand fuller, better, whatever. Downtime to a better level, pool of energy that's finer. It responds. So I might do a similar practice, but highlighting the downtime. Whereas before I just wanted to highlight the relationship between mind and body, if you would, as short form, small form. This would be downtime to a finer pool of energies. open, and let them be what they are, go to where they want to go. Okay. Let them teach you, if you want, how to stand better. Oh, I got to be careful of that because, oh, I see, I'm doing this so I can learn. Now I know how to stand better. And I'll tell you how to stand better. I can't stand better anymore, but I can tell you about it. Okay, so careful. Knowing is a natural after effect. This similar things happen over and over. Some energy that supports the knees better. Oh, that's interesting. I continue with the experience of it. Then one day somebody may say, how do you stand better? I say, well, make sure you've got some energy around your knees here, But it's not that I know it before I do it. I know it because it happened over and over and over. So I just naturally know it, but I don't use that a certain way. Was that clear? The experience. I think I'm running out here. I was going to have you stand and be a tree, and then okay, do it quickly. Be a tree. Trunk, leaves, whatever. Ground, whatever. Okay, there you are, a tree. Now the situation, drought. There's no water out there, no rain. The tree is affected. You as a tree, what's going on? For me, at first, a little consternation. I'm not sure what kind of consternation a tree has, but I'm feeling a little tremor. Easy, drought, tree. Tree, what are you up to? Okay. Me as tree, once you got past the first tremors, started to obviously go down deeper. It was drilling deeper roots. I could feel the depth and some kind of a drilling type thing. Now knowing what I already know, it's deeper roots. It's going to get more water with those deeper roots so it can survive this drought. Okay. Nature has some very natural situation, individual whatevers, that it works with. Okay. So a tree, better roots because we're in drought time. Okay. So this downbeat is natural in everything. Okay. Back to trees again. Let's say 6 months. Springtime. Summer blossoms, gives fruit. Sunday gets something's up. It's starting to approach downtime. You get little signs of it. Okay. Goes down, fall. Deeper, winter. Does something. Comes back up the next year, probably bigger and better fruit, more fruit. You see the natural beat of things? Okay. It's like an apple tree knows more than we do. Come on, people, what the hell's wrong here? But we have to get involved somehow. We have to sense, imagine, feel. Okay. I'm running out here. I'm sure I got some great notes, but I don't remember what they are now. Open mic.
Well, Sensei, I'd like to make my own personal comment, which is that when I'm listening to you, there was a question earlier about whether downtime is preparation.
Oh.
And listening to you just now, it seems that downtime is not preparation. Downtime is simply part of the eternal cycle. Winter is not preparation for spring. It's just part of the cycle.
Yeah.
Exhale is not preparation for an inhale. You got to do it, but it's not like downtime is preparation for the real part that comes later.
Yeah.
It's
No, what scared me about the word, now we don't know if people use certain words, but what scared me about the word is I'm going to get busy and I'm going to prepare. When it's time to let go, to open up to you don't know what. All I can do is tell you, people, dimensionally, it can only get better. Okay, but you're going to have to get a few experiences to realize, oh yeah, he's right. It just gets better. Okay. But to prepare to be doing a lot of stuff can interfere with being present, being open, trading yourself in. Bobby's got to trade himself in for Robert to get mixed. Okay. I try to tell you people that with my great analogy. You can't get pregnant if you're pregnant. And what I meant, if you're too much Bobby, there can't be a Robert there. You already are. Bobby's got to let go in some form or other. Let go to what? Ain't going to tell you. It'll be what it is, and you'll be who you are. Trust it'll be you. It's not going to be some weird monster over there or something. It's you, your own lineage. You know, when you die, you're still going to be you. Okay.
It's Mike Sensei.
Yes, sir.
I was just going to say, yeah, no, what you picked up on what I said was very, very valid. I was thinking more in terms of, well, I guess for myself personally, when you first introduced downtime, it was not a positive place to be, you know, and I'm using the word preparation as the fact, no, the opportunity that downtime gives you is to allow yourself, to allow the system to prepare you for a new birth, for a new beginning.
Yeah.
But not that I'm running around trying to specifically organize myself to be a particular whatever.
Yeah. 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 So potentially we can move along, dimensionally speaking, character-wise, get to a clearer self, get to a fuller self that's already there, clear someplace, by learning tricks like, oh, it's just a trade-in, and the next beat, if you acknowledge it, is a finer beat. And after a bit, same thing. Next one, deeper, will be finer. It's a bigger pool of water. Boom. Finer. Boom, boom. Once you start to catch how it works, you can potentially move along pretty damn fast if you want. Okay? And again, because that's how it works. There was a creation with everything, and everything had to come back. It's built into the creation to come back. Then when it comes back, it gushes out again. Okay? If it goes out heavier when it comes back, the next beat will go out finer because it's desired to be more perfect, to show perfection. So if you hit it a little heavy, the next beat will be a little bit better, not so heavy. If you hit it with semi-heavy, the next beat will be much lighter than semi-heavy. That's how it works. If we set it up so it can show that way, that's how it works. Yeah. Okay. So one of the main things I want to go over again was downtime is part of how it works. It's just one of the original movements was downtime. Don't fight it. Find out how it works, what it's trying to do. Go along for the ride. Okay. So I think maybe it came up a bit from Corona, hearing and seeing some people starting to get bitchy out there. They couldn't do downtime anymore. Right. And all along the way, there are these different levels of people. When Corona happened, some people probably didn't go down at all. They probably fought it from the first moment. It's a government plot. Okay, there's no such thing as Corona. I am going to wear a mask either. 2, a chance to settle a bit. Okay. And some of those people had a different sense of things. Some people went a little further and went, whoa, 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 hey. In my own case, I've been enjoying the hell out of sitting on my front porch with this downtime because I'm really tapping a lot of, I'm interested in how the universe works. I'm tapping a lot of interesting, finer details about how that works. I usually have a notebook. I'm amazed. My notebook is getting full, like so fast. It's shocking me. Normally, I have a notebook for, I don't know, 6 months or a year. This one, I think, is getting full, and it's a big notebook, getting full after a few months. It's like, what the hell? I'm really enjoying this downtime. Boom. Okay. And as to what is there for you, will be you with you. Okay. But you've got the chance to get a better self, a better person, a better character. Okay. Better character, having a better view of the world and stuff. In what form it'll show for you, I don't know. It'll be yours. In me, it's more insight about the universe. Okay. Yours will be something else. Okay. Open mic for a moment before we finish up.
Well, thank you very much, Sensei. Really wonderful to do these exercises with you, and to I felt like I was back in the dojo with you, to tell you the truth. So.
Yeah, no, really good night. Very, very natural hanging out with you tonight. Really good.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So if no one has any other questions or comments for Sensei, we'll adjourn. And
Thank you, Sensei. Thanks all.
Thank you, Sensei.
Here comes the bell. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.